Okay, so here's a question that keeps every smart NRI awake at 2 a.m. What if something goes wrong? A job loss, a medical emergency, a family crisis. Where should your emergency fund actually be? Well, most financial advisors will tell you to keep at least 6 months of expenses in a US high-yield savings account, earning anywhere between 4 to 5% interest. But here's what they don't understand about the NRI reality. Your emergencies aren't just American emergencies. What if your parents back home in India need a surgery? What if your H-1B gets denied and you need to go back home? What if the rupee crashes tomorrow and your Indian investments become worthless overnight? You are living between two currencies, two countries, two sets of risks, and your emergency fund needs to reflect that reality. Hi there and welcome to Americanomics. I'm your host Akash Bhatt, and on this channel, I make content that helps NRIs living in the US better understand topics like visa, building wealth, navigating careers in academics, along with some tidbits on leading a happier life. And I'm extremely thrilled to share that we are now part of the 01 network by Zerodha. According to a recent survey by the Association of Indians in America, 67% of NRIs have sent money home for medical emergencies, and 43% have considered moving back to India within the next 5 years. Yet, most keep their entire emergency fund in US dollars. That's not diversification. That's a concentration risk. So in today's video, let me break down the NRI emergency fund strategies that actually make sense. I call this the 60-40 split framework. Instead of keeping everything in dollars, you divide your emergency fund into two parts: 60% in US assets and 40% in Indian assets. So here's how this would work. Suppose your total emergency fund is $60,000. $36,000, that's 60%, stays in the US. You park this in a high-yield savings account, which right now would earn anywhere between 4 to 5%. The good news is that this is FDIC insured, there's no currency risk, and it covers 3 months of US-specific expenses like rent, medical bills, or job loss. The remaining $24,000, around 20 lakhs, stays in India. This covers family support, property issues, sudden medical emergencies, or last-minute travel. So you don't really need to overcomplicate it either. Choose between NRI fixed deposits for safe, steady returns, or liquid mutual funds that let you access quick money. Now, if you want a mix, keep some in a savings account for instant access and rest in short-term deposit or funds for a bit more of a higher yield. Here's the advanced move, the currency hedge. Instead of guessing whether the dollar or the rupee will rise, you design your fund so that you benefit in both scenarios. If the dollar strengthens, your US proportion gains is in rupee terms. If the rupee strengthens, your Indian assets gain in dollar terms. Either way, you're protected. And accessing money is very straightforward. For US emergencies, your savings account will be the first stop, and with India, you can tap into your NRI account or the liquid fund itself. Now, if the situation is much bigger, you can transfer across in a couple of days. And if you ever move back to India, you already have a rupee base that's waiting for you. So you're not forced to convert dollars at a bad rate. Every 6 months, review a split. If the rupee has weakened a lot, shift a bit more to the dollar. If it's strengthened, then lean more into India. And of course, adjust if your life changes. A new job, a family milestone, or relocation. Think about the real-world test. Imagine if you lose your H-1B job tomorrow. If all your money is in the US, you'll scramble to send money to India under stress. If all of it is in rupees, you'll struggle to pay your US bills. But with this good split, you have liquidity in both places. You can breathe and make rational decisions instead of panic moves. The mistakes that I've seen NRIs make in common are keeping everything in a US checking account earning almost nothing, putting everything in one currency, or ignoring access times when liquid money actually takes days to reach you. So here's the bottom line that I want you to take away from this video. Your emergency fund isn't just about yield optimization. It's about optionality. It's the ability to handle crisis in either country without panicking about the decisions. You're not just an American resident or an Indian citizen. You are both. Your emergency fund needs to reflect that reality. Because when real emergencies hit, You don't want to be stuck converting currencies at 2 a.m. or waiting for an international wire transfer while your family needs immediate help. Build a safety net that spans both the worlds, because life happens in both places. Thanks for tuning in, and this is Americanomics, where we plan for reality and not just theory. Subscribe for more NRI financial strategies and tell me in the comment section, where do you keep your emergency fund? I'll see you in the next video.